purpose of this video is to teach you how to use the tools in Logos to learn the alphabet. To start out, let's go up to our library. Let's type the words Hebrew alphabet. And before I even get done, the Hebrew Alphabet Tutor comes up. Now mine, the tool comes out in my lower section, but I'm going to drag it up here. And here's our Hebrew Alphabet Tutor. Now they have the letters across the top here from left to right, but Hebrew is written from right to left. So we're starting out with Aleph. Aleph is a glottal stop. We have that in English, but we don't emphasize it in our spellings, and it's sort of a minor feature. But if we click on the letter Aleph, so you're not hearing it in the video because my tool Camtasia doesn't pick up the things that the computer voices. But when I'm clicking on this, it says the word Aleph. Also, if I go down here, this part here that's kind of grayed out says unvoiced glottal stop, Aleph. It says it also, and you're not hearing that because of how the software works. So this is the Hebrew letter Aleph. They give you a transliteration here. So this apostrophe is how they transliterate the letter Aleph. It's really that glottal stop, but often is used to designate a vowel. And you'll see all the words down here below start with Aleph, and there's these little markings, either dots or dashes below the letters or above the letters. Here's a letter, here's a dot above, generally below, but that's our voweling, and we'll cover that more later. But as we go through this, we can listen to Aleph, and we can listen to the sound there also as it's pronouncing the letter. This will make more sense why there's this secondary one down here in just a few moments. What I encourage you to do is say that back and then go through the words down below here. So I encourage you to go down here below, and you can see that I'm hovering over the word, and it gives you the Hebrew lettering, then it gives you the transliteration, and then a gloss, a short translation. A gloss is a short translation. So if I click on it, it's going to pronounce the word, and I encourage you to say the word with the software. Ani. So I'm clicking on it, the software's pronouncing the word, and then I am likewise pronouncing the word. Ata. El. Amar. So this one doesn't have any voweling on it. Sometimes the software does pronounce it. The person who's speaking for the software has pronounced this word, but sometimes that word isn't pronounced. They just give the lettering. We'll see that more later. Hebrew, like modern newspapers and other writings besides the Bible, don't have the vowels. That's generally how people would write a letter or sign something. They would write the letters without the vowels. The Masoretes included vowels in their copy of the Bible in order to ensure people had the right pronunciation. Asher, Atem, Elohim. I'm clicking on each word, and as it's saying it, I'm looking at the word, how it's spelled, and then we're looking mostly at the Aleph at this point. Later on, as we make our way through the alphabet, we'll see more letters that we recognize, but as we go through this, we're clicking on it, we're hearing it, we're saying it back. Eretz, Ish, Anachnu, At, Av, Echad, Im, Eight, Achal. So now we want to navigate to the write it part. We did the read it part. We're going to do the write it part now. And so they're showing us how to write it. I'm going to try to do that. Do my line across. Then I'm going to come up here and put a curved line and then another curved line. And what do I get? I got 38%. Yay! Let's try to do that again. I'm going to try again to get a higher score. Let's see what happens. Did I get a higher score? 45, I got higher. So that's good for me. I'm going to go back to read it now. And as I did so, it says Aleph again. I can navigate using the arrow here to my next letter, Beit. I can navigate back by using this other letter here. But I can also navigate by clicking on the letter itself here. So here's my Beit. This letter, Beit, sometimes pronounced with the V sound if there's no dot in the middle, or it's pronounced as B as in boy if it has the dot. This dagish, that means that little dot in the middle there. If I click on this, it's going to say the sound ve, and if I click on this, be. So I get both sounds for the one letter. Now, we have that in English too, where we do th and t, well, and th, and ta. You know, we're using t in combination with h, and we're using it standalone for different sounds. So this is their way of getting these two different sounds. Sometimes people just say the b sound even, like as in boy, with and without the dagish, and there's no high crime if we lean into that. But to distinguish the v and the b sounds, they do have that two ways of writing this. And we come down here, Bane. So the software said Bane, and then I repeated it back. Now this word, apparently the person who's speaking the words doesn't have this word pronounced, and I would say vo if I was going to pronounce it, but they just spelled out the letters. Count this as a glitch or a mistake or something in the software, but just roll with it as you encounter that. Bait, bat, bain, bana, bayrach, barit, basar, bavel. So this one's interesting because the first letter is the ba sound, and the second syllable of vel. You know, we say Babel, but they say Bavel. Bikesh, Beged, Boker, Bahema, Bakar, Bean. And then we could go to the next letter in the alphabet here. I'm skipping the write it part, but just showing here again, they have the two different sounds that could be there, and then words for you to pronounce with it. Encourage you to go through the entire alphabet. Perhaps do this once a day for a week. Spend 5-10 minutes each day going over your alphabet until you get the sounds down in your head.